10-year-old here tonight?" Across the bleachers, little girls waved their hands enthusiastically in the warm air as their eyes squinted into the sunset. "Well, I'm pretty impressed with this little girl," I continued. I pointed out that she knew what it was like to have something dreadfully unfair happen in life. She'd been grabbed from her home and all that was familiar to her. Were any of her brothers or sisters taken at the same time? What about her parents? Did she have to watch them be killed as her dad fought to save them all? We don't know. Then came the days, if not weeks, of walking. Every step took her farther from home. She probably had to sleep on the ground. She was no doubt upset and exhausted, crying quietly over the loss of her freedom and her family. What would become of her in this strange land? She wound up being forced into slavery at Naaman's house. Day after day she had to work, perhaps from dawn to dark. She had no control over her life anymore. She learned that her master was a big shot in the Aramean military. It was his troops who had raided her town and swept her away. But she also found out that her master had a physical problem, a chronic skin disease for which there was no cure. Did she say to herself, "Serves him right for his cruelty to me and my people"? Did she say to herself, "I hope he dies an agonizing death over this"? No. With a heart of childlike goodwill, she commented to Naaman's wife, "I wish my master would go to see the prophet in Samaria. He would heal him of his leprosy." That's found in 2 Kings 5:3. What's going on here? It's natural to want payback when something bad happens to you, and you can always find someone to sympathize with you. But this little girl shows us a different approach. She chose to forgive rather than seek revenge. Then she even offered her help. We don't have to like the hurtful actions of others. In fact, we should put a stop to them if we can. But if that proves impractical, we can still forgive. God may even use us to bring about great change in the offender's life. As you probably know, Naaman and his wife listened to the hostage girl's advice. He ended up making a trip to see the prophet she had mentioned. In the end, after some initial confusion, the general was miraculously healed. He returned to Aram with gratitude and a softened spirit. We don't know if he rewarded the little girl for her kindness. It would be nice to read that he had set her free and returned her to her village in Israel. But the Bible doesn't say that. It only says that good things happened because a victim declined to seek revenge. I went on to tell the Wichita crowd about our experience with 57, the captor with the bad attitude whom I mentioned in my first book. About 23 years old, he was average height for a Filipino, maybe 5'6", and not especially muscular. Yet he had been tapped to carry a heavy rocket launcher called an M57, thus his nickname. The young man was always sullen, complaining, and argumentative. His English was not strong, so I wasn't able to learn much about him, why he had joined the Abu Sayyaf.